A tense standoff at sea and a drama unfolding thousands of miles from Washington. The U.S. Coast Guard is now awaiting reinforcements before it can attempt to board and seize a Venezuela-linked oil tanker, sources tell Reuters. The vessel, identified by maritime trackers as the Bella 1, has been evading U.S. forces for days, refusing standard boarding attempts and slipping through waters near Venezuela. What was meant to be a swift enforcement of sanctions has instead exposed a deepening problem. America's premier maritime law enforcement agency says it simply doesn't have the forces it needs right now. Boarding a defiant tanker like Bella 1 isn't a routine task. It requires elite specialists, Maritime Security Response Teams, trained to rappel from helicopters onto moving decks and wrest control in dangerous conditions. But those teams are limited and currently too far away to act quickly. The days-long pursuit lays bare a stark contradiction. The Trump administration has ordered a blockade of sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela as part of an unprecedented pressure campaign against President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Yet the agency tasked with carrying out much of that mission, the Coast Guard, says it is under-resourced and stretched thin. This week, the U.S. Coast Guard seized 2 Venezuela-associated oil tankers in the Caribbean, dramatic helicopter boarding operations that underscored America's resolve. But Bella 1 has refused to comply, leaving enforcement in limbo. Behind the scenes, Washington has deployed a massive military presence in the region, from aircraft carriers to fighter jets. But those forces are not trained for law enforcement boardings and cannot substitute for Coast Guard crews. The Business Standard, leaders in the service have warned of a readiness crisis not seen in decades, one that could hinder America's ability to enforce sanctions, conduct search and rescue, and combat drug trafficking. As the world watches, the fate of Bella 1 now hangs in the balance. Will elite teams arrive in time? Can Washington's sanctions blockade be enforced? Or will the tanker's flight reveal the limits of U.S. maritime power? In the Caribbean waters off Venezuela, the chase and the questions are far from over.
Pursuit of a sanctioned oil tanker yesterday. Are you able to share what became of that tanker? Was the U.S. able to seize it?
No, it's moving along, and we'll end up getting it. Yeah, we're actually pursuing it. Can you imagine? Because it came from the wrong location. It came out of Venezuela, and it was sanctioned.
A dramatic reversal at sea. After hours of pursuit, the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard failed to seize the oil tanker Bella 1, a vessel Washington says is tied to Venezuela's sanctions evasion network. According to ABC News, the tanker escaped capture, slipping into the open Atlantic after being chased since early Sunday morning. Bella 1 had been flagged by U.S. authorities as part of a so-called dark fleet, ships accused of covertly moving oil to bypass sanctions. Officials say the vessel was flying a false flag and operating under a judicial seizure order, giving U.S. forces legal grounds to board it. But when authorities moved in, the tanker fled. Despite the pursuit, Bella 1 managed to outrun interception and disappear into international waters. The vessel was not carrying oil at the time, officials told ABC News, but was believed to be en route to load crude, a move U.S. authorities were trying to stop. The failed seizure marks a rare and embarrassing moment in Washington's escalating maritime crackdown. Just days earlier, U.S. forces successfully seized 2 other tankers linked to Venezuela. This time, the target got away.